Aloha! Today's video is going to be a everyday look type video. You guys always ask me what I wear makeup wise on a daily basis. Usually I don't wear makeup if I'm at home. If I go out, this is probably the look that I do. And I'll show you the hair too. So yeah, let's start with the hair because it's dead simple. Basically air dried. I scrunch it. I use a little squirt of Moroccan oil. Squirt, that's a gross word. I use some Moroccan oil and I mix in a little tiny bit of this Tony & Guy smoothing lotion. I really am impartial to what brand the smoothing lotion is. I used to use a CPR one, which was just as good. This is just the one that I have and I'm using it up. But I always use Moroccan oil, so I kind of mix like part and part. And I rub it between my fingers and my hands and I scrunch my hair. And it kind of gets to like this consistency. And then I let it air dry to about, I don't know, what is this, like 70–80% air dried. And then I take a round brush and my blow dryer on the cool setting and I round brush my bangs outwards. So I'm gonna do that. I'll put some music on over top so you don't have to listen to this, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, as you can see, it takes like 30 seconds, if that. It gives me just a little bit more volume around the top of my head and it tames out my my fringe or my bangs. This side decided to be particularly bouncy today, but yeah. And then following that up, sometimes I use a sea salt spray. I've been using the Bumble and Bumble one or this one. It's from Divines. I don't know, my friend recommended it. It's a defining texturizer. So yeah, I spray it a little bit through mostly just the front and the sides. I don't really worry about the back because who really cares? You can't see it. Who really cares? And yeah, so I just give it a good scrunch and just let it air dry. And that is basically my everyday hair. Super simple, and I am in love that I don't have to do basically anything. For the face, I do wear a primer pretty much whenever I wear makeup just because why not? I have primers, helps your makeup stay on better. Why not? So I like to use the Hourglass Veil. I really do like this primer. After it runs out, would I repurchase? I don't know. If I feel like spending 60 bucks at that given point, then yes. If not, there's plenty of other primers that I enjoy that are way cheaper. But yeah, I give it a good shake because it can get watery and apply a pump all over my face. And just a heads up, enjoy my tan. I was too lazy to take it off because I don't have time to re-tan tonight before I go out, so I was like, I'll just make do. So yeah, my neck is patchy. I feel like I can fix it. I just haven't decided whether or not I'm gonna fix it with foundation or if I'm gonna fix it with like that like spray on bronzer tanner. Probably the latter, but I guess we'll end up seeing. So yeah, covering my face. Okay, sorry about the noise. I had to turn my fan on. Blowing from this way. My hair is going to blow into my face. I apologize. Next up is foundation. I do either wear foundation or a BB cream, but I ran out of BB cream, so I will be using foundation today. I like to mix things. I mix sometimes a little bit of NARS Punjab with Estee Lauder Double Wear in 3-in-1. I don't know why I struggled so hard to get that out. Anyway, I don't exactly know why I mix. I just really like the consistency of foundations when I mix like a little bit more of a medium to full coverage with like a medium coverage. I don't know, it just seems to work. And color wise, if I'm like at the very end of my tan cycle like I am right now, it just is easier to get an exact color when I do that. So I apply that with a beauty blender just all over my face. Once foundation's on, I use a corrector, and I ran out of Bobbi Brown correctors, so I am using my Max Prep and Prime. You guys have seen this in the last couple of videos. I really do like it. It's great. It's not as full of coverage as I wish it was, but color-wise, it works for me. So I paint a little bit under and up into my eye area that way, and just pat it in with my finger. And then I use a concealer over top of that. I use NARS Custard Concealer. This is probably my favorite. I was using MAC Pro Longwear for the longest time, and I really do like it when I'm doing like a full out look. But daily, I just like this. I think it just works just as well for me. I'm then going to set my under eye area using MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Light and just tapered highlighting brush. Pressing it underneath my eyes just so I don't move the product at all. Pretty standard. I either use this or the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder, but I didn't want so much of a highlighted eye look. I just want it kind of matte and in place. For the rest of my face, I'm using the NARS Translucent Pressed Powder. I'm not going to do my cheekbone areas. I'm going to do underneath and my chin and my forehead. I like to leave kind of this area free so that I can put on a cream highlighter that has been my absolute favorite highlighter for the last couple months. Just using my fingers because the brush that I usually use is in my dirty brush pile, which I desperately need to attend to. I'm using MAC's Luna Cream Highlighter. This stuff is like, it's the best. I've been using it for a couple months now. I love it. I love the look. It is so pretty. You should buy it. Just going to put that on the tops of my cheekbones. I'll also put that underneath my eyebrows and just a tiny bit on the bridge of my nose and on top of my cupid's bow. To continue on with the dewy sheen, I'm taking the Makeup Store powder in Gobi. I love this stuff. I can only use it when I do have a tan though, and I like to apply it with a stippling brush, and I pick up just a little bit of product on the tip, not too much, and I apply that just below where I applied MAC's Luna, and also on my temples. And I will apply some on the bridge of my nose in just a sec. This powder's really, really pretty. It just gives a super lit from within kind of look. I'm not sure if they have it in a lighter color, but I would really like to find out if they do so that I can use it when I don't have a tan. After that's on, I'm taking the Kat Von D blush in Bellissima. Bellissima? I can never pronounce it. I know what it means, I cannot pronounce it. I like to use a peachy pink blush. I also really like using the Napoleon Flushing Powder in Mosaic Powder in Flushing. And I also really like using MAC's Melba. So kind of all in the same, let's see if I can hold them all up. All in the same kind of like color family, the peachy pinky type color. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Kat Von D one today. I'm just gonna take that onto the same brush that I applied the Gobi powder. I'm going to zoom you guys in and we will do eyebrows. How funny is that? Whenever I do my makeup like on my own time and not filming an actual tutorial, I usually finish my face completely first before starting the eyes. Strange case. I'm going to zoom you guys in, hold on. Alright, next up is brows, and on days where I'm not doing like a full-on makeup look, I like to use just a pencil. I just find it quicker and just, I don't know, a little bit messier and easier to use than having to be more precise with a gel formula. So I use the Anastasia, what are you? Perfect Brow Pencil in taupe. Taupe. Good color, that taupe. So yeah, making sure it is sharp. I do little tiny brush strokes, just filling in my tail and the rest of my brow. Ooh, Mitchell's here. And to set them, I'm using Benefit Gimme Brow. I think this is great if you're using a pencil because it just fills in any little tiny gaps that you may have missed, and it just adds a little bit more hair to your look. I don't know, I just really like using a pencil application when I just do everyday typical brows, just because it's, I don't know, it's more informal to me. My brows are less intimidating, if that makes any sense. I might be absolutely crazy. Does anybody else feel that way? Hopefully. For my eyelid makeup, it is super simple. I take Urban Decay Primer Potion and I apply that all over my lids. I take a big fluffy brush, this one is from Ray Morris, and I also take my Chocolate Soleil Bronzing Powder in Medium Deep, and I coat the brush and just apply that in my crease. After that, I take a flat shader brush and the color Cocoa Bear from Makeup Geek, and I press some product onto the brush, and I just press that onto my upper eyelid. And I don't go all the way in, I kind of leave it right there to there open. Just the outer kind of third portion of my eyelid do I coat with eyeshadow. Taking a blending brush, I blend out the edges. And I do work that color up and into the crease, just making sure that everything is super blended. And I do take some more of the Cocoa Bear color and layer it onto my lid again, and go back into the blending brush and blend. Taking my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle onto my finger, I am going to place that on the part that I kind of left open into my tear duct area and dragging it ever so slightly onto my lid. Taking an angled brush and corrupt eyeshadow, just any black will do. Press the tip into the eyeshadow and I just press it into my lash line. I'm not trying to extend it at all, I'm just going from exactly where my outer eye is and just kind of following the lash line. And I'm only going to do that until I basically get into halfway there. Just layer it so that it's nice and dark. Next, I'm curling my lashes and applying a lot of mascara. I'm using the Benefit They're Real lashes. I'm using MAC Smoldering Pencil just in my upper waterline. A lot of you are asking how I do this. The trick is just to look away from where the pencil is. Then taking the Stila eyeliner in Topaz, it's kind of like a flesh toned eyeliner, and lining the bottom waterline. You can put some lip balm and leave it at that, but I want to do a bright lip because I feel like it, and I haven't used this color yet. It is Utopia by Lime Crime. It's one of their velveteens, and I love the color. It is beautiful. To finish off, I am setting everything in place with my Skindinavia makeup setting spray. Still haven't found anything that works as good as this. And this is the finished look. It is simple, it is quick, it is dewy, it is fresh. I think it is perfect for an everyday, term loosely used type makeup look. I gravitate towards stuff like this. I'm sure you guys can tell I do a lot of similar eye looks, but it's just what works for me. It's what I like to do, and it's simple, it's quick, and it pretty much looks good on everybody. So if you do like this look, give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I gotta change out of my Wonder Woman pajamas with the toothpaste stain. I'll talk to you soon. Bye!